From celebrity websites, diet books, to popular Instagram feeds and clean eating blogs, it appears to be very trendy to ditch dairy.
However, experts say going dairy-free has multiple downfalls, and it may be downright dangerous to do so, especially for kids and young adults. So here to talk with more about this today is Jim White. He is the owner of Fitness and Nutrition Studios. You have one in downtown Norfolk there. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Well, I'll tell you what, there's a big trend now about ditching dairy, but we have to be careful because especially in children, the growing age, they need calcium, they need protein and vitamin D for growing strong bones. And what's happening when we're doing no dairy, we're minimizing, decreasing a lot of the benefits that they can be getting.
What is the perceived problem with dairy that leads to people to flirt with the idea of dropping it to begin with?
Well, the perceived problems are that there's antibiotics in milk. But there's no antibiotics in milk. In fact, from the farm to the table, there's no processing that's going to be causing that. So that's number one. Number two, that there is hormones in milk, and there's no hormones in milk. There's actually hormones, and naturally hormones in your cow, and even a lot of your animals that you actually eat and stuff. So that is a natural form of hormone. So those are some of the things. And of course, there's the allergies from lactose, and there's a lot of different options, such as lactose-free milk that you can have. Now, another thing is, we have whole milk here, and if we look for alternatives, you're seeing a lot of people do dairy alternatives. So we have almond milk. Now, almond milk can be great. It's lower in calories. However, in almond milk, there's only 1 gram of protein, where in a regular cup of milk, there's 8 grams of protein. So if we're recommending 3 cups a day for those growing kids, by drinking the almond milk, they're not getting enough protein. Now, in soy milk, which is very popular, there's only around 60 to 170 grams of calcium, whereas regular milk has 300 recommended.
So you have some of the other items here you want to make sure that that you give kids. Now, when you talk about giving children milk, what about adults having that? What about adults who have switched over from having milk to, let's say, almond milk? Yeah,
so if that's the case, then other sources of dairy would be great. Now, you can get it from food, but in order to get the amount of calcium that's in an 8-ounce glass of milk, we have to eat 4 oranges, 92 almonds, or 9 cups of spinach. So I don't know about you. I mean, we love these foods, but it's really hard, especially for kids, to eat this much.
So
you can get that all in your milk, is what you're saying, instead of having to eat all of this to get what they need in their bodies.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's a lot of great sources. I mean, obviously having milk with cereal for kids, having extra fruit in there is a great vehicle for that.
It's an easy way of doing it.
Having a smoothie too, throwing in whether it's some chia seeds or throwing in some fruit and even vegetables to kind of sneak it in there with the milk to get that phosphorus, to get that potassium, calcium, always good.
And just real quick, if you can end on this, how do you know the difference between just being lactose intolerant and truly having it be an allergy? If it just doesn't sit well with you versus I should never drink this again?
Well, we definitely recommend to contact a registered dietitian that can work with you with your diet and see, because everyone has a certain prescription when it comes to their health.
It's very easy to hate on dairy these days.
Yes, it is. You see that trend happening. All right, Jim White with Fitness and Nutrition Studios. Thank you so much for joining us and enlightening us on milk and what the difference is. Otherwise, you're going to have to eat a lot of this just to get what you're getting in that milk.
Mix it with artichoke dip. We'll be fine. We'll be right back.